company you're with?
Yeah, totally. My name is Michael Lee from LinkedIn.
Yes.
I'm a senior director of business analytics team at LinkedIn. So my team works with all the cross-functional teams to create business value, leveraging the big data that we have at LinkedIn. My business partners include sales, marketing, product, finance, like all you name it, all the cross-functional teams.
Cool. LinkedIn, company that does a lot of big data. You guys gave birth to Kafka. You were heavily involved in one of the big open source projects. Mm-hmm. What does your big data picture look like in the company right now? What systems do you use? How do they integrate with each other?
Yeah, totally. So we have a lot of systems at LinkedIn, both internal and external. So internally, we have our own products that generates a lot of data. That we have a lot of users. We have a lot of user behavioral data on the site. I think we have more than 380 million members on the site today. We have more than 4 million jobs on the site, and more than 7 million companies on the site. So, but externally, we have a lot of systems that we're leveraging at LinkedIn as well. Like our sales team use Salesforce.com, our marketing team use Alaqua responses, our HR team use Workday. So we have a lot of external systems at LinkedIn as well that generates data as well, which we do leverage as part of our team's work.
Very, very cool. And is most of it, sounds like you use some cloud services as well, or?
Most of our data is actually on-premise. We have our own data center, and we have actually a few data centers in the US, even across the world, that make sure that we always have the data that we need. And then if one data center has an issue, then the other one can come up and make sure that we always have a smooth operation.
Very nice. You got to pay twice as much to have redundancy.
That part, I'm not in charge, but I'm sure that will be the case. Yeah.
Totally, yeah. But I mean, that's fantastic to do that. So how has Tableau influenced what you guys do, and what are some of the big values that you've gotten out of it?
Yeah, totally. So Tableau is a big part of our business intelligence solutions. We use a lot for building really quick, fast dashboards that can meet the demand from business side. Tableau is super good at visualizing data in a very telling way, and very fast. We can build things in a very fast way, and then our business partners are super happy about it. Actually, it's so easy to use. Some of our business partners start to leverage them in a very, very major way as well.
Really?
So yeah, that's what Tableau does really well. I think I really like the slogan about analytics at scale. That's part of my team's vision or mission at LinkedIn as well. We want to build best-in-class, end-to-end, scalable analytical solutions. Because at the end of the day, we want to provide data for people who need it when they need it at scale, right? So being able to build scalable solutions is the key there.
Absolutely. And what are some of those big data things you do for your clients? I'm a pretty heavy LinkedIn user as a consultant who does speaking and writing and stuff. It's a big part of how I get business.
Yeah, totally.
And I know some of those features. What do you see as some of the more useful things that you're?
Yeah. So my team in general more builds analytics solutions for internal teams.
I see.
Like sales, marketing, product teams.
Got it.
Our presentation for this conference is about a analytical solution that we built for our sales team on the customer success side.
Got it.
So it has 3 major components. One is measurement. We help our sales team to be able to measure our customer success in a very accurate and vivid way. And they always keep track of what has been happening and how things are trending from a customer success perspective. And the second one is we help them predict the accounts that will be at higher risk for churning, so that they're able to take actions accordingly. And the last piece is mitigate. After we identify the high-risk factors for all these accounts, then we will have different ways that we design and then the solution that they can actually talk to customers with data insights, with metrics, to convince them that they shouldn't be churning and then they should continue to be with our readers. So the 3 steps, and Tableau helps along the way. For each step that we see where Tableau can be really helpful in terms of just enable people to visualize, to consume the data in a very easy way.
Very cool. And something that I've heard, and I'm sure you guys are going to say this as well, the ability just to go into a meeting and answer questions on the fly. It sounds like you guys probably do quite a bit of that as well.
Yeah. The way we look at how our sales team engage with our customers, at least for new customers, is basically a 4-step thing, right? So for them, they want to know which company that they want to reach out to first, and identify the person in the company that they want to have the first conversation with. And then the 3rd step is how they can get introduced to that person. And the 4th question is basically what story they want to tell, right? So essentially build solutions along the way for every step that they need. and then automate the whole thing into one-stop shop as a full set solution. This option actually we presented 2 years ago in a Tableau conference.
Oh, okay.
This
What was
year,
the name of that presentation?
It was called How LinkedIn used Tableau to turn big data into sales.
Oh, I like it.
And then, so this time, as LinkedIn's business continued to grow, we start to focus more on the customer success side. So that's why we bring this presentation to the audience that talk about how do we leverage data, how do we leverage Tableau along with some other technologies to enable our sales team to do better on customer success side.
Very, very cool. And what are some of the cooler questions you've answered like on the fly in a meeting that may have taken another 2 weeks and then another delayed meeting and somebody spending 5 hours collecting data? Have you personally gotten to do that? Like, oh yeah, you guys want to know? Here it is.
Totally. I mean, I hope that we could do a live demo, but just because of a lot of the security, data confidentiality concerns.
Sure.
So we were able to actually just display the flow of the tool and then how a salesperson or customer success person would be using the tool. But essentially, that's a 3 major component I talk about: how you measure the current stage, how to predict, what would happen for your existing book, and then what would you do to mitigate the churn risk from your customer base. We will get into a little more specific around how we actually use the data visualization and some of the user experience that we created as part of to enable salesperson to identify that really, really easily. Well, I guess you'll see more in the presentation that is coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't want to steal your thunder.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Very cool. And as somebody who has risen to senior director of business analytics, that's a big path. Where did you start, and what were the steps to get there?
Yeah, I started at LinkedIn 4.5 years ago, and then started to build out a team. We have a team of more than 70 people now, and but we support internally more than 6,000 people. So it's creates a lot of leverage for the company. And also a big thing for our team is we want to create business impact leveraging the big data, and that's a big mission for the team. And everybody is really excited about drive business value using data, right? So this is really the critical part for the team. We are not just technical people handling data, but we understand business really well and figure out what's the best way to leverage data and technology to enable our business partners to help them optimize their business while we are creating all these innovative data solutions for them.
That seems to be like the most important thing for analysts is to totally just get the business domain, understand the business problem, and then the tools are pretty easy to acquire and get rolling. So what are some of the other like open source or other tools that you use in your environment?
Yeah, again, we'll talk about this in more details for our presentation, but internally we use Hadoop Teradata to store data in general. For visualization, we use Tableau as a big piece of it, but we also use things like pie charts, more of the open source JavaScript libraries to build customized charts as well.
Got it.
We try to leverage all possible technologies, but really tailored for what needed from business side, right? We always come from a business problem that we need to solve, and then come up with solutions, including the data piece, including technology piece, what would be the best way to solve for that.
Right. And as a company that wants to start out with technology and get all this rolling, how would you tell them to start checking vendors? Because this is a Tableau conference. Of course, we're talking about Tableau, but what should folks what's the process you want to go through to become a senior business analyst?
What was your question again?
Is it about technologies, or should you spend more time learning the business domain of the company that you're with? Or is there a mix? Is it 20-80?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a mix, and oftentimes depends on where you need to learn more, right? Like the way I think about analysts, you need to know business really, really well so that you can actually leverage the technology and the data really well. But that also means that you need to really know the technology side of stuff as well. So oftentimes if I describe analysts in my team, they need to have definitely business domain expertise. They also just need to have basic stats, math knowledge, basic data mining knowledge, but also they need to probably have some of the basic engineering skills to be able to know the technology really well and bring them to the build analytics solution based on top of it, right? So I would say a lot of my people on the team, they have a sort of a comprehensive background of technology and business. That's why they're in the team, and they're super passionate about just driving business value using the data, using technology. This is a sweet spot we want to be in, and we want to be the connection or glue within the company that connects our different departments together.
Right, and do you guys have, because there are so many different disciplines in, big data, cloud, mobile IoT, they're all starting to overlap and affect each other, and you need, I'm not sure one single individual can know everything. It's we can all know bits and parses. How do you guys divide and conquer?
Yeah, so that's why it's important that our mission is to create business value leveraging data, right? So that's a mindset. So we want to start with a business problem or how we can make a business impact. Then figure out what are technologies that are available. Because like you said, it's very hard to find one solution that can fix all the problems.
Sure.
Oftentimes we use a set of different technologies that can meet the business needs at this point. And then we evolve as we see newer technologies that can perform better, that can actually improve the performance of the analytical solutions. We just have to adapt to the newer technology as they come up and just get prepared and always answering the business question, creating business value in the meantime.
And when you're hiring and when you're mentoring and you're promoting folks, what are the skills you look for? What makes
that's also just part of the presentation. But we believe that skills are important, but EQ is equally, if not more important.
Yeah.
And the more important than that is actually your passion just of being an analyst, being a data scientist that just leverage data, create business value. Because that passion eventually make you like your job. If you don't enjoy your job, there's no way that you do a good job on it.
Absolutely. Speaking of passion, were there any things that you saw that you got passionate about in the keynote this morning? What were some of the cool things that?
Yeah, I think Tableau really addressed one key problem, which is something that we want to do as well, is analytics at scale. Just enable as many people as possible to get access to data in the right way, right? So oftentimes people are struggling with how do I get the data that is relevant for my work, that can help me my work, right? So that's something that my team definitely wants to help everyone in our company to do. And Tableau is sort of doing that in building a product to enable a lot of people around the world who may not be able to do that, but now they can. Right? So I think from that perspective, we are doing a lot of things just with very similar long-term perspective, I would say.
Gotcha. And have you guys ever taken any formal training on the product, or was it all pretty much just learn OJT?
Sorry, say that again?
Did you take any formal training on Tableau, or is it pretty much everybody has
yeah,
just
like, we brought Tableau in so early on, 4.5 years ago, we started to work with Tableau.
Sure.
And we actually contributed a lot of new features to Tableau, I believe, because
very cool.
Along the way, we found out there are certain things we need, but Tableau doesn't have. And like in the keynote session this morning, I found out actually a lot of things we wanted, like 4 years back, now finally it's in the product.
Nice.
But I think we are really complementary to each other. That we use a lot of things that Tableau does really well. Things like visualization, some of the really nice user experience that is created as part of the Tableau dashboard. But in the meantime, we do have our own solutions that we built in combination with what Tableau can provide, right? So that it creates the best user experience in the end for business users. So we sort of interact with Tableau a lot to see where their product can help us as the full technology stack. But also we give them feedback around what are the features that they can build to, because if we are experiencing that difficulties, I'm sure that some other folks, maybe a lot of other people in the world are experiencing that as well. Yeah. So we talk with Tableau teams a lot, and then I think we learn from each other a lot, along the way as well.
And have you guys, I'd imagine you've gotten support from them as well on different things
sorry, say that again?
Have you gotten support from them on different things? Have you leveraged?
Oh, totally.
Cool. And how's that experience been?
It's really great. I think Tableau is really taking care of their customers. They come on site to answer questions as needed. For the Tableau conferences, we actually have a lot of team members coming in to learn how other companies are using Tableau and exchange knowledge and experience on how to best leverage it as well. Very cool. I would say that in general, the relationship has been going really well.
Yeah, I was blown away. I think it's the third floor. They have the data doctors. It's literally, it looks like, I don't know, just eyeballing it, 50 or 60 people.
Totally.
From Tableau. Are you guys leveraging that as well, where you can literally just sit down with somebody right next to them and they will solve your problem?
Yeah, well, I think that's
cool.
something more available if you have a conference. But we used to use, Tableau has this forum where everybody can just ask questions, and they actually have people just going in and answer those questions in time very quickly. That's actually has been really helpful, at least in the early days where they probably don't have as many people to help in person, but then they answer questions really quickly. And I know that they have really good mindset of taking care of their customers as well.
Right, and I think that's something really hard to do when a company starts getting into a certain size.
Totally.
You start losing the quality of service. You guys have certainly maintained that. Tableau's maintained that. How do you keep that ball rolling without
Yeah, I
losing
think
the-
for us is we always put our member first priority, right? We make sure that our members, our customer got best experience. They get the value from the product we build for them, and just it's more of a company culture, if you will, right? Like top down mandated from our executives, like making sure that everybody understand that.
flat hierarchies, people can contribute. a
Yeah,
lot of
or
different
just
ways.
like just constantly bring it up and make sure that people have been in the company or people new to the company, they all understand these are our principles, these are our operating priorities. So yeah, everybody understand. It's so important for the company as well.
Cool. And what is your favorite personal feature of Tableau?
Wow. So
you like?
that's still I like a lot. The Tableau's feature around just creating a snapshot very quickly. Like if you have a dashboard, you can just add in .png or .jpeg, something that you can generate a picture on the fly, and you're able to send that picture to someone. You can always share a workbook or a Tableau dashboard, but sometimes it takes time to load the data. Sometimes like people are new to the Tableau, they don't know how to use certain features of Tableau report in a dynamic way. But if you're able to generate a picture, very beautiful picture, very beautiful chart, and send it through an email, that I really like that feature a lot. We actually, internally, we use that feature, and then our salesperson like that feature a lot as well.
It's very useful for setting arguments with your wife, I understand
Yeah,
as well.
totally. And you want to just show certain view for certain people that you can actually generate that snapshot very quickly. Instead of you have to have a separate tool that you do select and then copy paste type of thing. It saves a lot of time.
Yeah, just send an email out. Sometimes that's the easiest thing to do.
Totally.
Cool.
Yeah.
And did you guys see the Visible presentation as well? When they were talking about that? Visible?
Oh, yeah. Towards the end of the keynote session in the morning.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you guys anticipate using that in any way? Or maybe making it available? They don't expose it to the end users yet,
Yeah,
the
totally.
consumers,
I think it's a great concept. Again, everything is going mobile pretty much, right? So we definitely want to explore more solutions on that end as well. But I think at this point it's really early. I just saw it, and then we'll see, if that can be helpful for our team or for our customers.
Very cool.
Yeah.
And what are you looking forward to enjoying here at the conference?
So I think a few things. Number one is, just learn from the industry that how people have been using Tableau. What are the things that maybe other companies have been benefiting a lot? Well, we haven't yet. Number two is basically talk about what we have been doing, something that we think we have been using Tableau in a really innovative way, and then we want to sort of exchange that knowledge with the industry as well. See if other people have similar issues that we can help as well. I think third thing is we are hiring analysts, right? Like I think Tableau is a great conference. People love analysts will come, and then it's a good place for us to recruit our new talents on the team as well.
Cool. So a couple seconds to say why should somebody come work for LinkedIn as an analyst?
Yeah, like LinkedIn has the best data in the professional world. If you want to explore like what's possible, what are the amazing insights that you can explore from a professional data, I think LinkedIn is the place that you want to work. And we are very much a data-driven company that everybody in the company is excited about the data. You can work with a lot of people that can generate a lot of great ideas. This is the place that you want to be.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right. Thank
Michael
you.
Lee, thank you so much for taking
Yeah.
time out of our busy schedule. What is your session again? Can you tell us the time?
It's tomorrow at 11:45 to 12:45.
Okay.
We're going to compete with people's hunger around lunch. See if we can win out for that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay,
Cool. All right,
fantastic.
thanks.
Look forward to hearing from more from you.
Yeah.